I'm continuing my journey with Qatar Airways, and today I'll be flying directly to Oslo on a wide-body aircraft for the first time. Usually I have to take a feeder flight to one of the major hubs in Europe, so this direct flight is a welcome change. Since I'm in Doha Hamad International Airport, the home base of Qatar Airways, I have to check out the flagship lounge. The Mourjan lounge is situated airside on upper side level of Doha Hamad International Airport. The lounge is enormous. It's feeling more like a hotel than a typical air lounge. Spanning 100,000 square feet across 2 levels, the lounge is impressive with its high ceiling and open layout. You can feel the spaciousness from anywhere in the lounge. It also features 2 dining areas. Both of the places even offers a la carte options. Here was the menu from the a la carte option. Unfortunately, I was asked to stop filming because I didn't have permission. This was a real bummer since I wanted to show you how amazing the lounge is. Despite this setback, I still personally rank as the #1 business class lounge. It's really hard to beat the experience offered there. My gate for today's flight was at Gate C area, and it took about 15 minutes to walk from the Mourjan lounge. Since we were transferred by bus, economy class passengers and priority passengers got boarded first, while business class passenger boarded last. I found this procedure a bit odd, as I prefer to board first, enjoy my pre-departure drink, and settle in. Upon boarding, as always, I was warmly greeted by the lovely Qatar Airways crew. Entering the Qatar Airways 787-9 business class cabin, you notice the Qatar Airways signature color, burgundy, adding a classy touch. The cabin featured a unique mix of reverse herringbone and herringbone seating that is not commonly seen. Near the back galley, there's a textured wall with the Qatar Airways logo. Qatar 787-9 seats 311 passengers, 30 in business class and 281 in economy class. Economy class seats are in row 10 to 43, configured in a free layout, except for row 10, 28 and 43. The business class cabin features 30 business class seats in a 1-to-1 layout across a single cabin. The first 7 rows are aligned, offering consistent layout. However, row 8 is offset, providing extra privacy for solo passengers. The middle seats in business class cabin are angled toward the aisle and away from each other, which may not be ideal for travelers together. For solo passengers, I highly recommend choosing window seats for the best experience. Except from row 5, they have more or less no windows. When Qatar Airways introduced the Qsuites, it was just in the process of taking delivery of a new 787-9 aircraft, part of its long-haul fleet. Unfortunately, the 787 fuselage was not wide enough to accommodate a Qsuite configuration, so Qatar Airways partnered with its seat manufacturer, Aviation, to create a unique configuration for its 787-9. This seat called the Aviation Ascent Suite. My first impression of the seats is that they are somewhat similar to the Qsuites, almost like a mini version. The fit and finish of the seats closely resemble the Qsuites, with matching colors, textile and patterns. While the seat itself is comfortable, it is not quite plush as the Qsuites. In the front of the seat, you find 18-inch high-definition IFE screen. Next to the screen on the right side is a large literature pocket. Below the entertainment screen, there was a small footwell, and unfortunately, there was no under-seat storage available, so there's no good place to store your shoes or slippers. The tray table is neatly tucked underneath the IFE screen. The mechanism for the table is quite clever. It smoothly slides out and can swivel up to 90 degrees. This design allows for easier access and movement, and it was very sturdy. The console table is located along the window. The side table is 2-tiered and finished in marble effect. The 2-tiered side table isn't very large, but it's practical. The smaller table extends slightly beyond the upper level and serves as a cocktail tray. Above the console, you find a wireless phone charging holder, a storage compartment, and a personal light. The wireless phone charger was very nice indeed, but it was very unstable during my flight. so I prefer to use a cable instead. The storage compartment includes a mirror on the inside and a shallow section that comes with a set of headphones and a bottle of water. Just beneath the storage compartment, you find the IFE controller, a universal power outlet, USB-A port, and the headphone jack. Along the edge of the console is the seat controls, which include 3 preset positions, a separate button for adjusting the leg rest, and a do not disturb button. There is also a larger light fixture with 3 different brightening settings that could be found at shoulder height. To the right of the seat is an adjustable armrest that can be lifted or lowered to increase the seat's width when in upright or in bed mode. The headrest could be adjusted for better neck support. There are also individual air nozzle for each seat. The 787 also features electronically dimmable windows, with buttons located beneath them, allowing to regulate the amount of light entering the cabin. And finally, the most notable feature of the suite is of course the sliding door. When shut, there's a slight gap between the door and the wall panel, and is slightly lower than the door in the Qsuites. The Adient Ascent Suite doors are 4 inches shorter than the Qsuite doors. With the 4-inch height difference, the Qsuites feels more private because of the staggered layout, with seats facing different direction, unlike the Adient Ascent seats, which are all facing forward. The service pattern is the same as any Qatar Airways flight, starting with the pre-departure drink. For the pre-departure drink, I opted for the signature lemon mint, since it was 8 in the morning, and I had enough champagne on the previous flight. Upon boarding, I found a protective kit, amenity kit, and their standard pillows already placed at my seat. Since this was a 6-hour-long flight, I wanted to eat right away after takeoff, and the crew began taking food and drink orders. Well, I thought I had enough champagne that day, but there's something special about enjoying a glass of champagne at 30,000 feet, so I couldn't resist a glass of champagne. The meal service on this flight featured a 6-meal course. Here's the food drink menu from my flight today. The amuse-bouche featured Wagyu beef on tomato sauce. The Wagyu beef was very tender and the sauce complemented it perfectly. My rating, 10 out of 10. Next up was soup of the day, which happened to be carrot and ginger soup. The soup itself was good, but it even tastes better when paired with some dipping bread. You can feel the warmth from the ginger. My rating, 7 out of 10. Next up was the appetizer, and I opted for the Arabic meze. The dish offers a range of flavors, and they were delicious as always. My rating, 8 out of 10. For the main course, I opted for Qatar's most iconic national dishes, Qatar spiced chicken makbous with Qsuites sauce. The dish really surprised me. It was packed with flavors and incredibly delicious. My rating, 9 out of 10. Next up was the cheese plate. It wasn't anything special for me since I'm not a big fan of cheeses. My rating, 6 out of 10. To wrap up the meal, I opted for the vanilla blue cheesecake for dessert, but it turned out to be a bit underwhelming. I'd had tasty cheesecake before, so I shouldn't have chosen ice cream instead. My rating, 4 out of 10. After the meal service, they surprisingly handed out warm towels. I wish they could provide them during boarding as well. Alright, let's check out the lavatory. There are 2 lavatories at the very back of the business class cabin. The lavatory is spacious, and it also features a window. The lavatory is stocked with amenities like toothbrush, toothpaste, shaving kit, and product from Diptyque. There is also a snack and fruit basket set up in the walkway back of the business class cabin, which was convenient for those who wanted to grab a quick bite. The content in Amenity kit is the same as my previous flight from Seoul to Doha on Qsuites, but this time it was delivered in a leather pouch. It contained eau de toilette, a pair of socks, and skincare products like face cream, body lotion, and lip balm from Diptyque. Each business class seat has an 18-inch high-definition IFE screen featuring Qatar Airways personal in-flight entertainment system ORX1. ORX1 provides a wide range of entertainment options. The system interface is intuitive, so it is easy to navigate. You can also adjust the dimming on your windows here as well. The remote control was also quick and easy to use. Qatar Airways offers what they call Super Wi-Fi on some aircraft, including this one. Super Wi-Fi is high-speed satellite broadcast that claim to be 10 times faster than standard airplane Wi-Fi. If you're Qatar Airways Privileged Club member, you get an hour free access to test it out. In my experience, the speed was just okay, and I can't say I felt the super Wi-Fi speed here. If you want a full Wi-Fi experience, it is priced at $10 for the entire flight, with no data caps or speed throttling. Since it was a 6-hour flight, I didn't need to sleep, so I didn't ask for turn-down service. The seat easily converts into a lie flat bed with just a touch of a button, measuring a comfortable 70 inches long. It is slightly narrower than the Qsuites and has more limited footwell. For shorter flights within Europe and Southeast Asia, this shouldn't be much of a problem. However, for longer flights, I recommend opting for the Qsuites for most comfortable sleeping experience. Despite being an off-the-shelf product, I'm impressed with Adient Ascent Suite. While it doesn't offer the same spaciousness or double bed as Qsuites, the Adient Ascent Suite is still very comfortable and private. Its well thought out seat design and sliding doors make it highly competitive against many other airlines. For an ultra long haul flight, I would recommend the Qsuites. But for shorter flights like 6-hour flight between Doha and Oslo, I happily fly with the Adient Ascent Suite. As expected from Qatar Airways, their service was outstanding. The crew was incredibly attentive and friendly. They even encouraged me to film my experience, which I really appreciated. Overall, my experience with Qatar Airways on their 787-9 was fantastic. Flying a long-haul wide-body flight directly to Oslo was a nice change for me, since I usually take a feeder flight to one of the major hubs in Europe for a long-haul flight. And it won't be the last time I will fly this route. We hope you enjoy watching our video and sharing our incredible flight with Qatar Airways business class on their 787-9 Dreamliner. Consider to like or subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to bringing more amazing content in the future. Until then, take care and see you next time.